GTV for unity and development.
Umsc International is an integrated system with farms, hatcheries, feed mill, and abattoir. But today we are at the abattoir, and the processes that are involved in the entire system. So the first process in the abattoir is the receiving, and receiving of live birds is officiated by the line vet. We have a line vet, and all birds have to be accompanied by a broiler health inspection. So failure to bring the broiler health inspection, then the birds will not be accepted for slaughter. So the receiving base supervisor and the line vet liaise receive the records that are required before acceptance. And those records are the broiler health declaration and then the delivery note from the farm. So that indicates that the birds were inspected by the veterinary doctor at the side of the farm before they are ferried to the abattoir. After that, the line vet does antemortem inspection, checking the physical appearance of the birds, checking how the general condition of how it looks. Is it a healthy bird? Are the eyes bright? Is the comb bright? Then they pass the birds for slaughter. So once the birds have been passed for slaughter, they are hung onto the shackles. After hanging, the birds pass through a stanner with a set voltage of around 35 to 40 volts, which stuns the birds not to death, but it has to remain alive to ensure a peaceful halal slaughter, in that the birds don't die while struggling, and also increase on the efficiency of the bleeding. So after stunning, the birds proceed to the halal slaughterman, who severes the carotid vein and the carotid artery and the jugular vein. So, and then bleeding proceeds. So bleeding takes place for around 10 minutes. We expect our birds to be drained completely of the blood. Then they proceed to the scalding tank, which is set at 55 degrees to 57 degrees, and the water in there is warm to soften the cuticle and the feathers to ease the process of defeathering. So after scalding the birds, they proceed to the defeathering machine, where all feathers are removed. And then after defeathering, they proceed to the final feather pinners, who remove any traces of feathers that remain after defeathering. Then they proceed to the next section, that is the evisceration section, and in that section it is harvesting of internal organs. So our first step is head pulling. So the head, which was cut at the time of halal slaughter, proceeds up to the EV section, where they do the head pulling. So after the head pulling off, the birds proceed to the various processes of evisceration. The first process being the vent slitting. Then the next process is scooping of internal organs. And then the next one is harvesting of the intestines and then the liver. Then the next one is gizzard pulling. Then after gizzard pulling, they proceed to lung sucking or lung pulling. Then after lung pulling, we remove the esophagus. And lastly, they proceed to the hog cutter, where the feet are cut off, and then the chain goes back to the receiving, and the birds fall into the spin washer in the packing section. So for the spin washer, we normally add chlorine to help clean and sanitize our chicken. The chlorine is normally at 100 parts per million to ensure that the microorganisms which come with the chicken from the farm are all killed. So from the spin washer, the water is at normal temperature, and the chlorine concentration is between 80 to 100 parts per million. Then next, we follow to the spin chiller, and in spin chiller, there are controls. It's our critical control point number 1 in our food safety management systems. So we control temperature of the water, we control the chlorine concentration. So the chlorine concentration normally ranges between 50 to 100 parts per million, and our quality team is inspecting all those parameters. Then the water temperature ranges 1 to 4 degrees to ensure that the temperatures of the birds are lowered to below 10 degrees Celsius. So by the time the chicken leaves the spin chiller, it is below 10 degrees, then it will proceed to the line grader, and the line grader grades the chicken into the various weights depending on the consignment which was ferried. So every weight of the bird is catered for, right from the smallest, which is around 800 grams, to the biggest, which is above 2 kilos. So all weights are catered for by the line grader, and the chicken will always fall into the right area where its weight has been set. So from there, they decide onto which birds are supposed to be packed as whole birds or portion, depending on the customer requirements. So birds are graded into various weights. Then the ones for portions are destined to the bioresource where they do the portioning, and then after portioning, the birds are packed either in transparent LDPE bags or in printed pouches or on trays, depending on which customer we are targeting. So after packing all our chicken, we pack and weigh, then we load onto our freezing trolleys, then we transfer to the cold chain. First, we put them in a chiller to lower their weight, to lower their temperatures lower. Then we transfer them to the blast freezer, those ones which are for freezing. The one for chilling remain in the chiller, and after a while they are ready for dispatch. They can be sold as fresh products. Then those ones which are supposed to be sold as frozen products, they are transferred to the blast freezer, which operates between -15 to -30 degrees. Then the chiller only operates between 1 to 5 degrees for fresh products. Then frozen products, -15 to -30 degrees. So from the blast freezers, the chicken is bagged and taken to the cold rooms, which maintains the frozen temperatures of -15 to -18. So after freezing, we only keep our products in a cold store with a temperature of -15 to -18 to control the spoilage of their products. So from all those stores, either a chiller with fresh or a cold room with frozen, our products are ready for dispatch. So from there, our orders, the marketing team sends us orders which we respect and then deliver accordingly depending on what the customer requires.
Ekkolero International Limited, we have come for inspection, a team from Uganda Muslim Supreme Council, and this team was led by the director of the Directorate of Halal, Sheikh Abdul Karim Abdullah Katamba. With me is my deputy, Sheikh, and we moved with Dr. and our administrative secretary. We have found at this general manager Alhamdulillah, after the supervision and inspection, we have found that all the process from the beginning up to the end is okay. And this group of company, or Biyinzika International, International Limited, we have agreed to give it a certificate of halal after inspecting all the processes. Halal certificate for this year, 9 April 2023 to 9 April 2024. This is a sign that we have inspected this place and it is halal compliant. After also observing our halal officers here, we have found that they are okay and they are able to slaughter all the birds which are here Islamically. We are going also to offer them, to give them a license that will allow them to go on doing their work of halal. We have found, after inspecting and supervising all the process at Biyinzika International Limited and certifying all their products, we call upon all other companies that deal in food and drinks to cooperate with us so that we can also certify their products. It is very good to have products certified by Uganda Muslim Supreme Council so that Ugandans can take pure and clean and healthy products. Thank you.